Our today's lesson is on inscribed chords. Let's start with the definition of a chord. A chord is a segment whose endpoint lies on the edge of the circle. And by that, I mean the beginning point and the terminal point must lie on the edge of the circle. An inscribed angle is formed when two chords meet at a common point. So we have these two chords, but they meet at a common point, which forms an inscribed angle. And likewise, these two chords form a inscribed angle because they meet at a common point. Inscribed chords can form triangles and quadrilaterals. So if you look at the figures, this triangle is just made up of 3 chords. This quadrilateral is made up of 4 chords. They're just segments whose endpoints lie on the edge of the circle. A diameter is a chord that passes through the center of the circle. So these are called diameters because they cross through the center. It can cross through horizontally, vertically, or slanted. Just as long as they pass through the center of the circle, then it's considered a diameter. Find the value of x and y. Let's say these chords form a parallelogram. Well, x I know is the same side interior angle of 75. I know same side interior angles have a sum of 180 degrees. So I can subtract 75 from 180 to get the value of x. This gives me a value of 105. Similarly, y is the same side interior angle to 105. So I can subtract 105 from 180. And this gives me 75, which is the value of y. Find the value of x. X is the measure of this arc. And we know that 20 is an inscribed angle because the endpoints of the chords lie on the edge of the circle. I know that this arc is twice 20, which gives me 40. This is a semicircle, therefore the value of this arc is 180 degrees. If I add these measures together, I get 220. But in a circle, all the measures of the arcs must add up to 360. So I take 360 and I subtract 220 to get the value of x, which gives you 140. Find the value of x. If you look at the chords in this circle, they form a triangle, but a special triangle. Because if you look at this, you have an inscribed angle, whereas this hypotenuse cuts through the center of the circle, which means this is a value of 180. Half of 180 is 90 degrees, which means I can apply a Pythagorean theorem to figure out the lengths of this triangle. So my missing value serves as my hypotenuse. So I can say x squared is equal to the sum of the square of the legs. My legs are 4 and 3. So solving this, you get x squared equals 16 plus 9. which gives you x squared equals 25. If you take the square root to both sides, you get the value of x to be 5. So the length of this chord is 5. All right, and in conclusion, let's find the value of x in this situation. This arc is 120 degrees. I need to know the value of x. This chord here is the diameter because it runs through the center of the circle. Therefore, this is 180 degrees. If I were to add these two measures together, I get 300 degrees. In a circle, all the arcs must add up to 360. So 360 minus 300 gives me 60 degrees. But x is an inscribed angle. Therefore, it has to be half the measure of 60 degrees. So x is 30 degrees. This concludes the lesson on inscribed chords.